So, the first strategy for effectively leading your team through a merge or an acquisition is for, and this sounds like trite to say, but first understand what's happening at its highest level, and I mean that in two different ways. One, know what type of merge or acquisition you're going through, and understand at a high level the different functions that are at play that relate to that segment or industry or business type or merge or acquisition type. And what I mean by that is you might be in a circumstance where a business is buying another business outright. You might be in a circumstance where you have a business that's purchasing another business strictly for the clients. You might have a business that's making a purchase strictly for the team or some element of operations, or maybe you have a merge temporarily because you guys are coming together for an event, and your business and another business are putting together a mutual event, something along those lines. All of those different things are merging of units where you're trying to create more value by coming together. Some of the circumstances are more cut and dry, and some of them are a little bit more complicated or less cut and dry. But if you want to have a successful merger acquisition, take that moment to understand, well, what are we doing here? What is our goal? Where are we doing it? So, are we doing it in the IT space where we're taking on businesses that have this structure and these types of teams and profit this way? Or are we taking on a restaurant segment that has supply chain and has variable teams? Taking that moment to think about, like, okay, what are we getting ourselves into? That is extremely important for success down the road. And then additionally, related to this, understand what's happening at the high level in terms of what you're doing when you're merging a business. And it's really like kind of like bringing families together. And I know some people don't like the comparing, a business or a company to a family. But what I mean when I say that is you're bringing a set of people that have interwoven histories, interwoven and unique character traits, responsibilities. There's all this story, backstory, like a family. There's so much backstory to a family. There's so much backstory to a business. And when you bring a big, bunch of backstory up with another big bunch of backstory, you have to realize that it might not just connect like Legos. It might not just be like and work. It might need some massaging and some adjusting and some focus and some maneuvering. But understanding that, like taking the step back and saying to yourself and your team, we're about to undergo a merge here. This is a big deal, and we need to give it the time and attention that it needs, and these are some of the things that we're going to have to consider. It's an extremely important thing. So let me check my notes here and make sure I didn't miss anything. uh, if the merge isn't executed properly, you can lose a lot of the value that you're trying to create. So for instance, if you don't take that time to like get you know a good level of understanding, and you're moving too quickly, you may have the goal of increasing revenue by purchasing, and in all that time, because you didn't take the right steps, you maybe you lost some clients during the merge that would have resulted in that goal, but because you didn't take enough steps to ensure things went smoothly, things fell apart. Those types of things happen all of the time, and it starts with understanding the value and the goals that you're trying to produce, and how intense and important those backstories are when you're combining those companies. When you're executing a merge, you're looking to limit as much of those losses in value as possible. If one company is worth X amount and another company's Y amount, you would want to lose as little as possible. You would hope that the value was the whole sum of X and Y once they're combined. Now, that usually isn't the case, because it takes a little bit of doing to kind of get them intertwined, and we'll talk about that more in the rest of this presentation. But the goal is to limit that loss of value as much as possible. And if you're undergoing your first merge, it really is important to clearly understand what's at stake before you get too far into it.